Good morning, sir. My name is Rashi. Today, me and my colleagues will give a presentation on a story of luxury, lifestyle, and greed, Vijay Mallya's scam. So, what is Vijay Mallya's scam? Unless you are living under a rock, you might probably know who Vijay Mallya is and about his scam. I'm pretty sure that you would have heard the name of the Kingfisher because it is the most prominent brand. Mallya owes a rupees 9,000 crores from 17 Indian banks and is accused of fraud and money laundering cases in the country. Now, me and my team members will discuss what is Vijay Mallya's scam. So let's start with a case study. The fascinating lifestyle of Vijay Mallya acted as a magnet which seemed to attract people towards the business sector. However, as the saying goes, don't be too soon to judge. The person who seemed to be on the seventh heaven had to fall back down to earth within a very short span of time. First, the beginning of the United Breweries. The father of Vijay Mallya obtained the shares of Breweries Limited. He later became the chairman. The acquisition of McDowell and Company Limited allowed the company to make its way into the wines and spirits businesses, but expanded their investments in brewing, distilling, real distilling, engineering, biotechnology, information technology, fertilizers, and aviation. 2. Achievements of Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya had established a misconception that he was just a spoiled receiver of millions he inherited. Number 3. Outset of Kingfisher. Despite all that he has achieved, Vijay Mallya isn't known for the list of his successes, but for that one failure of the Kingfisher and the show that followed. The case of Kingfisher Airlines has been known to all. It was part of Vijay Mallya's vision of having a five-star world-class airline in India. After its launch in 2005, Kingfisher Airlines soon became a status symbol airline. This was all because of the newly appointed planes, pretty flight attendants, good food, and last but not the least, in flight entertainment in 2006. It was the first of its kind. This domestic airline also had a first class department, although domestic flights were not allowed to serve liquor in India. At that time, Kingfisher had free liquor service in the inns for its first class passengers. These were the reasons that had made Kingfisher the first choice of business travelers and other rich passengers as well. Number 4. Acquisition of Deccan Red. Vijay Mallya was not satisfied with flying the Kingfisher Airlines inside the Indian borders. He planned to expand the airline internationally, but as per the rules of India, airlines that have been in the presence for only 5 years were not allowed to fly international routes. Malia decided to evade this law by acquiring an existing airline. Number 5. Arrangement of funds. Kingfisher or Vijay Mallya were not able to make profits even after flying internationally and acquiring Deccan Air. In 2010, the company was in heavy losses and it was not able to keep up with its expenses. Now I would like Ninat to continue.
Thank you, Rashi. Now we'll be talking about the impact and losses faced by the nation after the scam. First, negligence of the banks. When it comes to the means used and collateral by the banks of their officials to provide Malia with his loans, as shown in the figure, Bank of India had lent a loan of 300 crores to Vijay Mallya on commodities, office factories, boarding pass printers, and also folding chairs as collateral. The bank's readiness to give loans based on such current assets and capital created skepticism on the officials of those banks. The loans lent by SBI of 300 crores were lent on the trademarks and goodwill of Kingfisher Airlines. These were kept as collateral. These trademarks were worth rupees 4,000 crores in 2009 and have now fallen to not more than 600 crores. IOB too faces similar problems as the two helicopters placed as collaterals by Malia are not in flying condition now and hence cannot be swapped to recover the rupees 100 crores of debt. This takes us to the next point, the impact of downfall. The reason behind the PSU banks giving loans to Malia, despite his booming business and low creditability, was because he was the member of the Rajya Sabha, upper house, and had good political connections. It resulted in the bank's officials to get involved in the landmark Kingfisher scam. The bank was pressurized by the government officials to grant him the loan due to the reason SBI granted loan of rupees 1600 crores to him. On 2nd March 2016, Vijay Mallya got into many negotiations with banks, with the debt amount rose to rupees 9,000 crores, including interest rate. He asserted that he is ready to pay rupees 6,000 crores, which was just the principal amount. He demanded to waive all of the interest amount. However, the bank wanted the full recovery of debt. In the meantime, he escaped from India and got settled into Britain. And today, he is the wanted list of India of willful default. And since he is residing in a foreign country, he cannot be presented before the court. That was the time when Malia also resigned as the member of the Rajya Sabha. A week after the Rajya Sabha ethics panel declared that he should no longer be the part of the House. He had left India during this time. His passport has been revoked. In his resignation letter, Malia said that he was shocked that the Department of the Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India has provided factually wrong information to the Parliament committee, and that was resigning he resigned because he had concluded that he would not get a fair trial and justice. In the end, we can only say that the major sufferers in this whole scam were the general public, the major taxpayers of the nation. And the time when he left India was also leaded to the man of good times to the man of bad times. Thank you. Now, moving ahead with.
Thank you, Ninad. Vijay Mallya delayed his extradition by constantly appealing against it in the British court. But eventually, in 2020, he lost his appeal. Although he lost the case, the British court cannot give a fixed date of extradition. Once Vijay Mallya returns back to India, he'll have to pay up the salaries of, of the employees who work for Kingfisher Airlines. If he fails to pay up the dues, he might have to face several months in jail. Bilwadi said that Mallya can also be convicted for check bounce cases. Over to you, Pranit.
Thank you, Nachiket. Control measures introduced after the scam. Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill. A Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill was approved by the cabinet to extradite the fugitives who escaped to other countries to avoid arrest. This bill empowers the government to confiscate the properties of such offenders in India. A fugitive economic offender is any person who has an arrest warrant issued against him and who leaves or has left India to avoid criminal prosecution or refuses to return to India to face criminal prosecution. Passport details mandatory for loans more than rupees 50 crore. After passing the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill, the Union Cabinet made it mandatory to furnish passport details for loans of rupees 50 crores and more. The passport details submitted by the loan borrowers will help the bank to do regular surveillance and inform the agencies to prevent the defaulters from fleeing the country. RBI announces new norms to tackle bad loans. The Reserve Bank tightened the rules for bad loans or non-performing assets and sought to push more large loan defaulters towards bankruptcy court. And simplified generic framework for resolution of stress assets in the view of new bankruptcy regulation. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2017. The Lok Sabha amended the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in December 2017 to prevent willful defaulters and existing promoters from participating in the insolvency proceedings of stressed assets of companies. They will be allowed only if they make their bad loans operational by paying up their interest. Thank you. Over to you, Keith.
Thank you, Pranit. Now I'll be talking about company's response and some interesting, insane yet shocking facts about Malia and his company. So 3,000 employees still haven't got their salaries till date. 900 of them are on paper and 2,000 plus have left the company since 2015. All of this sum to rupees 300 crores since 2012. In response to this, several employees had protested outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium on the first night city match of IPL season 6. This wasn't the first time where these employees were tirelessly protesting for the demanding pending salaries. Now let's refer to a statement published on February 2020. So when Malia left India, escaped India, he held the 30% of stakes in UBL. According to December 2020 structure of shareholdings, he held 11% of stake in UBL, of which 95% were pledged to the banks. At present, Malia holds 1.52% of UBL, of which 90% of it is pledged to the liquor giant of British company Diageo. Diageo and Malia until 2013 held equal amounts of stakes, but with rise in debts, Malia had to dilute them. Listen to this. Malia is an ardent devotee of Lord Venkateshwara in Tirumala. On 59th birthday in 2012, he offered 3 kgs of gold bricks to Venkateshwar temple. In 2012, he also donated rupees 8 million gold plated doors. These were done at the time of Kingfisher Airlines, owned by him, had to shut down due to huge financial losses. Indeed, man of good times. Thank you.